morning, and today DJ Stylus Draws 1 year of clangen. So in this, you go through a year of clangen, and basically draw all your clan cats. This has been done by several YouTubers, and I'm not really sure where it started, but it's not originally my idea. We are gonna start. Let's start with just an intro to Lightclan. Lightclan was a whole bunch of cats who were dumped on a beach, never having met each other before, and just having to make a clan, basically Lord of the Flies, but with cats. I have the setting turned on that they have no relationships beforehand, so they have to build everything from scratch. I also have it turned on that a litter can have an unknown parent. I have same-sex pregnancies turned off. And I have that mentors can become mates to their past apprentices. Yes. Now let's start off with their first leader, Flame, who was then Flame Star. He was made their leader because of his amazing hunting prowess. He could just pull food out of his ears, basically. Every hunt he went on was a success. He had a 100% clean record. In the very beginning, he adopted the only kit, Turtle Kit. And almost immediately, he started having problems with the deputy Silver Pearl. He was jealous of Silver Pearl because of how much everyone liked Silver Pearl. Because even though Flame was really good at sweet-talking people, Silver Pearl was really honest and steady, and a lot of people looked up to Silver Pearl. Flame then sent a dog after Silver Pearl, which ended up mangling his Silver Pearl's leg. At that point, people split into two teams, really. Silver Pearl's team and Flame Star's team. Lots of people just started thinking of Silver Pearl as the leader because they almost never saw Flame Star, which how much he was out on patrols. Someone he did try to keep under his paw was his then apprentice, Sandy Paw. Sandy Paw, though, was not lured by his sweet words, and as soon as he sent the dog after Silver Pearl, Sandy Paw was 100% Silver Pearl team. Later on, he sent another dog. After Silver Pearl's leg had healed, he went to send another dog after him, hoping to finally get rid of his competition. But it ended up attacking Silver Pearl's then apprentice, Snowpaw, and injuring her really badly. Later on in Leaffall, things started really falling apart with Flame when he broke the warrior code and ate food out on a hunt. He was kind of slipping by then, but he still had lots of powerful people under his paw, specifically all the mid-cats. There was a tie, 3 people which were Team Flamestar and 3 people which were Team Silver Pearl, seeing as everyone else was kits, didn't want to get involved. Flame started trying to figure out how he could come up with heirs. There was no one really he could marry. He started looking after a kitty pet named Domino, but he wasn't really sure if he wanted his heirs to be half kitty pet. Silver Pearl had already had 3 kits who were now coming apprentices, and Flame saw his chance to keep the revolution under control, because as soon as they chose Team Silver Pearl, Team Flame Star would be very outnumbered. So he took Shellpaw, one of Silver Pearl's kittens, as his own apprentice, and controlled everything that Shellpaw did. He controlled their eating, controlled where they went, and sent them out on a whole bunch of dangerous missions, hoping that they would die out there. In the end, Shellpaw ended up being able to keep himself alive, and Flamestar started getting really desperate. He told the medicine cat to sabotage Snowdapple's leg, who had been attacked by the dog, so that Snowdapple wouldn't recover, and so that the team Silver Pearl would not have all their numbers with them. The sabotage ended up going so far that Snowdapple ended up dying. At this part, that tipped everyone over the edge, and they all kicked him out of the clan except for the two medicine cats, who promptly went on strike. For his design, he's pretty basic. He's just a speckled ginger cat, but I really like his eyes. They're like a dark red, which kind of tie in with everything, and I like his little white spots. He was pretty fun to draw, and I tried to make it look like he was insane, because he is. And I think that's pretty much it for him. Next up, Silver Star, who was originally called Silver Pearl back when Flamestar was in charge. They originally became deputy because of what a great person they were morally. They were also an excellent teacher and often taught the Paws and Kits tips and tricks. Try saying that 5 times fast. Their first apprentice was Snowpaw, who loved them very much. Also, right after the clan started, he had the kits Foam Kit, Fickle Kit, and Shell Kit with an unknown mate. He did raise these kits very well, but sometimes sheltered them a little too much from the tensions that were within the clans. He also quickly started befriending Sandypaw, who was the apprentice of Flamestar. Sandypaw was pretty much done already with the then leader's crap, and so Silver Star was more of a mentor to them than Flamestar was. On the second moon of the clan, Silver Star broke her leg from a dog that Flamestar had sent after her. This is when she really started realizing that the leader was insane, and that's when she started telling people that they probably shouldn't listen to him. This is really when the two teams really started to be bitter against each other. In Greenleaf, he organized patrols from his medicine den bed, and continued to encourage apprentices with their training, and even watched some of their battle training to see if they were getting up to the places they should be. Many people said, even while he was still injured, that he was still a better leader than Flamestar was. This made Flamestar really mad. In the meantime, Sandypaw got his name Sandy Lotus. And Sandy Lotus and Snowpaw and Silver Star started beginning the resistance against Flamestar officially. At this point, when Silver Star went on a hunt, they re-hurt their already weak leg, and the leg started really become a handicap for them. In Leafall, the only thing really holding back Silver Star from revolutionizing against Flamestar was the fact that Flamestar had in fact apprenticed his son. Silver Star said that if somebody died, then a revolution would start, but if no one was dying, he didn't want to risk casualties in a fight. When Snowdapple died, Silver Star felt like he had lost one of his own children. He had mentored Snowdapple, and Snowdapple had taken a dog for him. Silver Star then, with his followers, kicked out Flamestar, and had to start dealing with some of the people who were still following him, mainly the medicine apprentices. But the clan mainly started flourishing from there. When Silver Star had his leader ceremony, Snowdapple gave him a strength of life, Silverstar was really glad that he was able to see Snowdapple again. As for Silverstar's design, it's pretty basic, but I still really like it. I really like the light blue ones, and I really like his green eyes. Speckled are not my favorite because they're really hard to draw, because I'm never really sure how to draw the speckles. I also like how one of his legs is like a darker blue, and I really like that. Overall, he's a pretty good cat. This one is Sandy Lotus. She's a playful little cat who really likes running. When she was a paw, her mentor was Flamestar. Everyone was still kind of getting used to each other, so she thought some of the bad messages she was getting off Flamestar was just because he was pretty much an unknown cat. She would spend most of her days of apprenticeship practicing to run. At the time, she really didn't like the only kit, Turtle Kit, because he was always trying to get her to play with him, and she always wanted to do more important things with her apprenticeship. She really started to get better at hunting under Flamestar's mentorship, because even though he was insane, he was a really great mentor in cases of teaching how to hunt. She often would chase loners and rogues off because she was the fastest in all the clan. She really started to dislike Flamestar when he sent a dog after her friend Silverpill. Even though Flamestar would often shower her with compliments and flattery, she did not give in to it and would not see over some of the things he had done. When she became Sandy Lotus, she with Silverpearl made the resistance against Flamestar. When Turtle Paw's a mentor was injured, she would take Turtle Paw out on hunting or training. And she really became better friends with Turtle Paw then. They started to put some of their differences aside. Later, after Turtle Fern had gotten their full name, they really started to choose more Team Silverpearl after seeing some things Flamestar had done. At this point, Sandy Lotus and Turtle Fern become mates. She was on board for resistance the entire time that Shellpaw was under control of Flamestar, because she thought people were going to die no matter either way, and she thought Silverpearl was just drawing it out. After Snowdapple died, she was the first one to put up claws against Flamestar. After Flamestar was kicked out and Silverpearl was made Silverstar, Sandy Lotus was promoted to deputy, and that's when and that's basically where she is at the end of the year. Sandy Lotus's look is very unique. It's very monochromatic, but I do really like it. She does make me really think of a sandy beach, which gives me happy memories. This next one is Pheasant Feather. They were a loner who joined on month 2. Their main role was to help take out the apprentices on outings when their mentors were in the medicine den. This was good because both Turtlepaw and Snowpaw's mentor was Silverpearl, who was often in the med den for their leg. Pheasant Feather on these outings really started to learn about the tensions between the two teams and decided they want to stay out of it always. No matter what, no matter bribery or threatening, they always wanted to stay out of either team. They didn't want to choose because they didn't really know warrior rules and culture, and they were just trying to be the best warrior. Later on, when politics became unavoidable, it was who you got put on patrols with, it's who you ate with, it's who you trusted getting food from, it's who you trusted to be your medicine cat. When that became inescapable, they became an elder to escape it all. Later on, after the revolution, they were really glad that Flamestar was gone because now they didn't have to have a choice. The choice was already made for them. And they assumed that if they were still in this clan, that was what Star Clan meant for them. Later on, they were pulled out of retirement to become a medicine cat as the other medicine cats went on strike. They look really cool. I really like the orange smoke pattern. I did draw them kind of cowardly, and that is because I kind of thought of them as a coward, never wanting to choose a team. They like both hated and liked both sides, and I felt like they were just constantly trying to walk on eggshells around everyone. It does make sense though, because their personality is very insecure. This little pal is Panther Dust, who was first Panther Paw when they first arrived here. They would spend most of their time practicing herbs, but they didn't actually get all that good at it. So they became a medicine cat without actually knowing all that much about herbs. They did a lot to help Silver Pearl when her leg was mangled, but were surprised to hear that Silver Pearl blamed Flamestar. She thought she was just blaming them just because. She always thought that whoever was leader, they are meant to be leader, and you shouldn't question their decisions no matter what. So even though Flamestar really hated Panther Dust and would often insult them, Panther Dust would just go along with it, saying that Flamestar was leader and always should be leader. They would often struggle to find herbs because that they kind of went through their apprenticeship really quickly. And they would always need their mentor there to help them get herbs. When the two teams really started to become official, they of course went Team Flamestar, even though she helped Silver Pearl with her leg. She was concerned that Flamestar would do something to her because she had helped Silver Pearl with her leg. Panther Dust, who was originally friends with Sandy Lotus, started to really get on her bad side because she blamed Sandy Lotus for having Silver Pearl become a political enemy of Flamestar, which made no real sense, but Panther Dust was very confused about life in general. Flamestar's hatred for Panther Dust just continued, but Panther Dust had kind of developed a Stockholm Syndrome-like relationship with them. After Flamestar was kicked out, Panther Dust was horrified because if Silver Pearl had become a Silver Star and had become leader, that meant StarClan had wanted them there. But when her ex-mentor, Medicine Cat, went on strike, she decided to go on strike too, saying that Silver Pearl had somehow made a pact with Dark Forest to become a leader. That was pretty much it for her. Her design is pretty basic, though I do like pretty dark cats. She just kind of drifted around in the background for most of it. She mainly just did whatever her mentor told her to do, or what Flamestar told her to do. She was pretty much a ghost, really. This one here, I think, is my favorite. This is Turtle Fern. He was the only kid of the original guys to arrive at the beach. His adopted father was Flamestar, and he always just kind of like knew that, but they didn't actually talk all that much. Pretty early on, he became Turtle Paw, and his mentor was Silver Pearl. At this point, he realized that a lot of people didn't like his father, but he never really understood why. He was really confused about it, because to him, his father was just some distant personage, not someone with like real choices or opinions. It was just Flamestar, father and leader, do what he says. At this point, he also got a crush on Sandy Paw and would always try to hang out with her, but she would always turn him down, but that didn't defer him. Though he did respect her boundaries, he was always really nice to her. When he graduated, he got some ferns, hence the name, from Flamestar on his ear. And he always thought they were really cool because he thought, Flamestar leader dad thing is finally noticing me. But really, Flamestar had just done it because he really needed more people on his side at the time. Turtlefern slowly started getting better at hunting, though his beginning was a little rough. He did graduate late, but that is because of how much his mentor was in the medicine den. After Shellkit is captured by Flamestar, Turtlefern really started to realize how evil his father was, and cut his fern in half to show that he was no longer under his father's control. Later on, he becomes mate with Sandy Lotus. He had a pretty big role in the resistance because he's the one who lured his father to the place where they were able to kick him out of the clan. And that's pretty much it for him. And I was really bad at drawing his design. He's supposed to be like the Sokoke pelt. And I don't know how to draw that one like at all. I also really failed to draw the fade on his tail. It was supposed to fade from like completely white at the end to fade back to its brown. I think it's really funny he had like this blue tinge on his paws, and I didn't know like they had that in clangen, but I thought it was really pretty. The reason I had it that he cut his fern in half is because when he graduated from apprentice, his new sprite looked like his fern was like half the size. And so I said it was him cutting off his father's chains on him. Anyway, I really like Turtle Fern. He's such a silly little guy. These are Fickle Kit and Foam Kit. I decided to do them both in one go because they had pretty similar personalities. I like to call them the twins, even though they have a third sibling, which is Shell Kit. These two were the two most sheltered from the political battles, because even Shellkip got captured, but these guys were just kind of on the sideline. They were born on Moon 1 to Silver Pearl and an unknown mother. Ficklecit was kind of a know-it-all, and he liked to just learn everything, but he wasn't all that street smart. Foamkit was really skittish, but gave her really good reaction times. When Ficklecit was still a kid, they memorized all of the warrior code just to impress their father. Foamkit would always be playing with Pheasant Feather, who kind of became a babysitter. Later on, Ficklecit was apprenticed to Sandy Lotus, and that's the first time he really learned that there was any tension. The tension had been going on for months, but his father had really hidden it from him really well. At this point, he had to really choose a side. He managed to get apprenticed to someone who was on his dad's side, and he was allowed to choose his dad's side, so he didn't have to fight against him. He never really knew Flamestar, because Silver Pearl often kept him away. But it was still kind of hard to choose between a leader, which all the warrior codes which he memorized tell you to follow like a god, and his dad, who was his mentor all his life. Foamkit was in a similar situation, but they were apprenticed straight to Silver Pearl, and Silver Pearl was able to explain some of the things that were going on more. Foamkit still was really scared about everything going on, and kind of wished he could have stayed in the dark and not had to hear about some of the stuff going on. And to hear some things that were supposedly accidents, like the dog attacking their father, turned out to be planned by someone, she thought it was just so ridiculously evil that she wondered why Flamestar was still leader in the first place. These two guys, that's basically all for their personalities, but I really like how they look. I like how Ficklecit's just a darker version of his dad, really, and Foamkit had like a purple tinge, and so that's what I drew her with. Purple Kit. Did I call her Purple Kit? I meant Foam Kit. Foam Kit's purple. Foam Kit also is one of the only other people with long fur, and I thought it was really pretty. And since she's skittish, I had it like all like fuzzled up, like all your hair staying edge kind of thing. That is it for the twins, and next we'll do their brother. As promised, this is the twins' brother Shellkit. If you remember from all the other things that he was captured, by Flamestar when they became apprenticed. And Shellpaw here is the only one who really, really, really blames their father for not letting them in on some of the things. Because while she was in captivity, she was really scared because she didn't know anything about the tensions, because it's not like Flamestar would explain anything to her, and Silverstar hadn't explained anything to her. And so she was just really confused. When she started getting into some of the political games, she started realizing that if she was more of a nuisance to Flamestar, it would make him keep messing up some of his choices. Because when he was angry, which he almost always was, he would be thinking as rationally. Shellpaw had to go a whole bunch of terrible things during her apprenticeship. She was forced to chase off large gangs of rogues, fight dogs, and hunt in two-leg forests. Shellpaw really learned to hate Flamestar, and she helped more physically, kick him out when the revolution happened. Afterwards, she was able to reconnect some with her siblings and her father, but she was still really distant because of the torture she had sustained. Her entire personality, basically, is the fact that she was captured. She didn't do much before that. Sorry, I keep confusing Foamkit and Shellkit, so they often end up switching genders in my mind. Shellkit is a he. Shellkit's design is also pretty boring, and I drew him really poorly, like so terribly poorly, it's almost funny, but it makes me want to cry instead. But I do like white cats, and I do like how he's speckled like his father. I'm really struggling today. But I really think it was interesting that when he was apprenticed to Flamestar, and that's how I came up with the capture things. Not to mention that Flamestar kept sending him on really dangerous missions. That is it for Shellpaw. These three guys, are really close to being warriors, and I'm really interested what their warrior stories and names will be. Hopefully more interesting than some of their apprenticeship and kithood was. All the dead people. This is their guide, who I don't remember the name of because I never really looked in there until some of the other cats died. So we're just gonna call them Guide. Yeah, Guide. The guide was really mad at them for fighting through all the things, and though she didn't approve of some of the things Flamestar did, like murder, she still thought that they could have given him a chance and just kept following him. Some of them were still really stuck on the warrior rule, where it's leader's word is law. And so she really didn't like that they just that they didn't follow him through everything. She gave lives to both Flamestar and Silverstar, though a bit grudgingly to the second one there. She just kind of gave up trying to guide them sometimes, and she was just like, y'all are so complicated, you're on your own now. So she was not a help at all to any of them. Her design really sucked because I can't draw mackerel, which is what she was, and I tried to do a front position for her, which didn't work out too well, but I really like drawing star clats because of their stars on their pelts and stuff. And I like using white lines over dark backgrounds. It just looks really pretty. I know the stuff at the bottom kind of looks like she's being dragged down to the dark forest, but no, that's me just trying to blend her in with the sky some. So that's it for her. Yeah, she was just kind of there. I'm not always sure why they have those guides there. This is Crested Herb. He was the first medicine cat because he was the only one who came to the beach knowing medicine training. And he taught Panther Dust. He kind of was like enthralled with Flamestar. He like thought Flamestar was just like the only good in the world. It was really weird. Since they only started out with blank relationships, his grew for Flamestar so fast it looked unhealthy. So yeah, he was just like kissing the ground that Flamestar walked on, and whenever he made a bad decision, he just turned a total blind eye to it. He made Panther Dust work with Silver Pearl because he would not stand to hear Silver Pearl say that it was Flamestar's fault, and really started to hate Silver Pearl after that. Basically, he hated everyone who said anything bad against Flamestar. And he didn't understand why there was even a Team Silver Pearl. He wasn't even sure why there was a deputy. He thought that Flamestar should just be in control of it all. That's why later on, when Flamestar told Crested Herb to sabotage Snowdapple's leg to stop it from healing, he just did it without a second thought. That also was the reason he went a little too far. He was a little too eager to do Flamestar's orders, and that's why Snowdapple ended up losing their life. Crested Herb felt no real guilt over this, and probably would have charged with crimes after the revolution had they not died of yellow cough by themselves. The only other thing that they did in their life was they convinced Panther Dust to go on strike after Flamestar was kicked out. They were just overall kind of a jerk. They had dislike for everybody and anything except for Flamestar, even their own apprentice. Their design is basically an older design of Panther Dust, and while Panther Dust has short fur, they have longer fur. But that's really all the difference. I thought about making them like father and daughter, but I didn't end up doing that because I forgot. So it worked out fine though, because like I said, Crested Herb hated everyone, including Panther Dust. Nobody misses them. Let's just keep it at that. Not even Panther Dust. So that's it for them. Last but not least is Snowdapple, who we've talked about quite a lot because their death kind of started an entire revolution. But Snowdapple, like I said before, was the first apprentice to Silver Pearl. And at first, they weren't really into some of the political stuff. It wasn't until after the dog was sent after Silver Pearl, they really started to be like, whoa. They also became really great friends with Turtlepaw because they shared an apprenticeship with them. They were really outgoing, but funny enough, they got hurt right when they got their warrior name, so they never did much as a warrior at all. All they did was say it and then medicine dead and then die. But I really like them because I like to think that when they were charging through with the revolution, they were saying for Snowdapple. Snowdapple just was such a kind, caring cat for them that everyone loved them, even people who were on the other side of the conflict, except for Crested Herb. Snowdapple was just such a little friend. I'm really sad that they didn't get to do anything as a warrior, because I think that would be really cool if they had more in a play physically in the revolution. After they died, they were still kind of a help because they gave one of their lives to Silver Star, and I like to think that they're still encouraging them from the afterlife. The only thing is that Crested Herb still went to Star Clan because their guide just doesn't care anymore, and so Snowdapple kind of has to be stuck in a realm with the person who actually carried out her murder, which is really interesting. Yeah. That it doesn't sound fun, but we'll see. Continuing onward, that's it for all of Lightclan. I hope you enjoyed. And we'll let the drawing finish itself out.